So the bland Allison Act of 1878 created the Morgan dollar series. But what happened before that? Remember, one of the first coins struck by the U.S. Mint was a silver dollar. It ended in 1804, right? That fiasco and that story. And then until 1840, nothing. We had the Seated Liberty series for a while, but it ended in 1870. So what happened? Well, for that small pocket of time, the U.S. introduced a trade coin, a trade silver dollar for the Orient, known as the trade dollar. And wow, are these special. And tonight, a couple choices are in stock. We have a good mixture of Philadelphia and San Francisco Mint issues. So if you buy more than one with us tonight, we'll get you one P and one S. How's that for a deal? All right. So again, the trade dollar. It was called the trade dollar, and it is our heaviest ever silver dollar that was made for circulation. And that was partly because the Spanish or milled dollar, the portrait dollar, was the coin of the world, basically, and we copied it as our coinage system here. But their weight was still a little bit heavier than our weight. I mean, the Morgan dollar was 26.73 grams, right, of silver net weight, which is what the traders around the world, they didn't care about the U.S. They cared about the weight of silver in the coin. And this one was 27.22 grams, which means now we're equivalent to all the other world currencies. So from 1873 to 1880, they make this beautiful trade dollar. It looks like the Seated Liberty dollar, just a slight different variation, but the reverse says trade dollar, and it says on here the grains in silver. Now the mint mark will be above the E and the D in trade dollar for San Francisco, for those that are San Francisco. That's the last year of issue, the year the Morgan dollar was introduced. What a beautiful example. All of our coins are hand-selected, circulated specimens.
Competition has these same coins for over $400 when you can even find them. To be honest, it was very difficult. Tonight with us at ABC, $299 and $95. Again, we have a mixture of Philadelphia's and San Francisco's. The date ranges between 1873 and 1878, when it was the last year of issue, and they transitioned over to the Morgan dollar. This is a fascinating story. It's a fantastic coin, very historical.
But again, it's a trade dollar, which means they started adding things. Like, when have you seen in a U.S. coin ever 420 grains of silver? It's because they're telling the world, because these were made for use in the Orient, which was where the markets were opening up at that time, and the U.S. needed to be competitive. Well, to be competitive, we have to have you can't go over there and say, take our dollar and this half dime. The dollar has to be heavier. So for a very short period of time, again, in this case, 1873 to 1878, a mere 6 coins. Philadelphia, San Francisco, there are a few Carson cities, but they're priceless. Our grouping here tonight is Philadelphia and San Francisco's, equally mixed. Most of them are 1877s and 1878s from what we looked at before the show. But some of the numbers are staggering when you start looking at rarity.
Well, all of the trade dollars added together, if you take all of their mintages and add them together, they're less than the 1878 San Francisco Morgan dollar alone. The population, that's another layer. NGC has certified just under 14,000 trade dollars altogether. Compare that to Morgan dollars. 3.7 million Morgan dollars were certified by NGC alone. 3.7 million compared to 13,894 trade dollars.
Well, and then one step even further, of the 3.7 million, there's 150,000 1878s that have been certified, including 30,000 Carson cities
right
from 1878 that are multi-$100 coins. We're talking an uncirculated condition of 78, certified is going to run you between $700 to $1,000, and that's for a 3-ish type coin, maybe a 4, and you're going to be over for a 5. It's just a great coin, but they made 30,000. There's only 13,000 known trade dollars in NGC's annals of flow, and that's 35 years. Well, part of the reason is this. They were made for the Orient. So where'd they go? To the Orient. And why didn't they come back? Because they were made to go to the Orient. A number of them did stay here, and they did circulate. But what happened? Well, these are heavier than the other coins. What do we do with heavier? What do we do with heavier silver things? when silver moves,
Take
we
'em back.
melt them.
Take them back and melt them.
Melt them. So as a result, they disappear quickly. So tonight we got a very limited number of this beauty. And this is the trade dollar. We haven't had the trade dollar on the air live. I mean, we've had it on our websites whenever we get them in stock, and they usually sell it within a matter of 7 to 10 days. And that's just organically with an email saying, hey, trades are in stock. And boom, they're gone. Well, tonight we have a special deal at the crazy price. We're under $300 for the first time that I can remember on this coin. They're all gorgeous, hand-selected circulated coins. Now, a few of them may have chop marks, which are the little hits on the coin from the various merchants in the Orient, right? That were testing the quality of silver. Because again, the U.S., they had no idea who we were. We're halfway around the world. But they knew if the silver was good, the coin was good, right? So trade dollars. Again, if you're buying 2 tonight, you'll get a P and you'll get an S, right? We have a great selection. Finally, they're gorgeous. All the dates, inscriptions, all the detail, they're homogeneous. Many of these, I mean, over the years, I mean, what was that? I think was it Grant or was it, we were all at the show, at the fun show, right? And there was a text that went out saying, hey, you gotta come over here and see this trade dollar. Somebody painted it red.
Oh, jeez.
And it's like, but that's not uncommon for a lot of these older coins.
That's true.
But what does it do? It's a neat novelty, but it ruins it as a collector coin.
Exactly.
Thank you for that, guys. avccoins.com, and we got to put that 1 minute clock up.
Well, the Morgan Dollar program was so popular, but we say to ourselves, what happened before then? I mean, what came before the Morgan Dollar? That's not when it started, right? From 1804 to 1840, they had no silver dollars. But 1840, they brought out the seeded, and that ended in 1873.
Now, can you find any of those coins in an average circulated condition for under 300?
No, definitely
and
not.
the seeded is a wonderful coin. Looks very similar because this is a Liberty seeded. But this is the trade dollar, which is even rarer yet.
Rarer yet. When the market opened up in the Orient, we introduced this new silver dollar, the trade dollar it was basically made for a global economy by Americans. You know, it was the trade dollar to be used in the Orient. $299.95 competition, $415. Yours tonight. 905-9124, avccoins.com.
A good call-in comment, and Hunter just put that into the earpiece, right? Yes, the trade dollar was made until 1885. But the last years, 1879 to 1885, were proof-only issues. They were not used at all for circulation. They were just made as collectible pieces, and they're very expensive and very priceless. The actual coins that circulated were from 1873 through 1878. That's the grouping of coins we have available here tonight. Again, we have San Francisco's and Phillies, but our price, well, you mentioned it earlier, competition's over 400. We're under 300. It's all about the rarity, and we both have that. We just are saving you a bundle. So join us.